A special Class 218 locomotive rolls out of the locomotive shed. Its paint scheme immediately catches the eye. It was created at the Cottbus plant. The DB vehicle maintenance facility for diesel locomotives is currently located there. The colors and the design had been chosen deliberately. The plant manager provides an outline of the machine's life cycle. Locomotive 218-497 was introduced on May 17, 1979 and later operated under the flag of the Traction Division. This was followed by the local transport business unit, then DB Regio AG. Therefore, the locomotive has all the local service packages you can imagine, and we can use it just as much in mainline service as a local service. The model railroader can use the nifty locomotive rather freely. The hand sample is here on the way to the appropriate train. The locomotive is divided into two parts and reflects the history of the Cottbus plant. One side is kept in black and red and is reminiscent of steam locomotive refurbishment in earlier times. The other side is kept in the current intercity design because the Cottbus plant is currently being rebuilt for the maintenance of the ICE trains, especially the ICE 4 trains. We have added a colorful container train to the HAVO model. It also makes a good impression in front of it. Thanks to metal housing and the propulsion on all 4 axles, loads like this one are no problem for the 218. A crossover stop is provided at this train station. Apparently, the sight of the engine is nothing new, because the Preiser lines barely glance at the locomotive. Märklin has modified the model according to the prototype that immediately catches the eye. Many locomotives of the 218 series had a snowplow mounted, which gave the locomotive a striking, beefy appearance. We have now also implemented this rail scraper in the model. I think that we have succeeded in doing this prototypically. The model simply looks beautiful. It's often the little things that make a big difference to the appearance of a locomotive. A locomotive engineer figure has taken a seat in cab 2. The front of the locomotive can be spruced up with other enclosed parts. The lighting is provided by warm white and red LEDs. On the roof, the large fan grille typical of the 218.4 stands out. Please note that the model is still a hand sample. At Märklin, the locomotive will not only appear in the HAVO gauge. We have this locomotive in HAVO gauge AC, but we also offer it for the smaller gauges, N, Minitrix, or even, who wants it even smaller, for the Z or Z gauge. Please note that even the Minitrix model is still a hand sample.